All right, good morning, everybody. It's early. It's very early this morning. Thank you for joining. Good morning. Thank you for joining me this early in the morning. It's 6:08 here on the West Coast, and I think you guys are going to watch the sunrise with me, because when I begin my session, I'm going to turn this ring light off, even though it does put a nice, beautiful circle in my eyes. Thanks for joining me. This is Devin Lockett. The Biomed RX Health Center is no longer open. I am in search of a new location. However, in the meantime, I am doing these videos to kind of get everybody boned up on neurofeedback. Well, not only neurofeedback, but all of the holistic health therapies that I would perform at the Biomed RX Health Center. I am a certified neurofeedback clinician trained at the EEG Institute. You can find out more about the EEG Institute online at eeginfo.com. Okay, shout out to the Othmers, Dr. Siegfried Othmer and Kurt Othmer. Now, as you all know, if you've been following my channel, you know that I am a biomedical engineer by trade. And when my son was diagnosed on the autism spectrum about 16 years ago, I kind of changed the course of my life to help my son overcome the symptoms known as autism. And I say symptoms known as autism for a reason. Shout out to Kerry Rivera, my good friend. I really appreciate you. And when I went through a series of therapies, my son's mother and I went through a series of therapies to help our son alleviate the issue, the condition known as autism or autism spectrum disorder. We went through hyperbaric oxygen therapy, which is effective. We went through speech therapy, occupational therapy, chelation to remove heavy metals from his blood. We went through a bunch of different therapeutic approaches, and one that I found to be most effective is neurofeedback or EEG biofeedback. Yes, I am a Knight of Columbus in the Catholic Church, in case you're wondering. Thanks for the shout out. Anyway, when my son's autism was bad, when he actually was on the spectrum, he was nonverbal. In the very beginning, he was nonverbal. So one of my, I don't want to become the Wizard of Oz. One of my objectives in doing neurofeedback therapy on my son was to help him speak and to help him understand speech, and also to be able to articulate himself, because he was nonverbal. Okay, his condition, he was nonverbal. Now, I didn't realize at the time that his mother was working against me and doing things, behind the scenes to try to prevent his cognitive development. But that's another issue for another video, and we are going to talk about that. But right now, I want to talk about neurofeedback for speech, right? To help speech, okay? I know the title is different, but I want to talk about speech, okay? And when we talk about enhancing speech, there are two areas of the brain, the Broca's area and the Wernicke's area, that I would like to discuss, okay? So we're going to go over this right now, all right? I have a few things I'd like to share with you. Let's, let me get my window capture here. Oh, there we go. All right, so here we go. Now, I hope this isn't too small. If it is too small, I can make it larger, because I'm going to start prepping my head. You see, I got my little alcohol pad or my alcohol on a cotton swab, I'm going to start prepping my head to train my brain in the Broca's region that I'm about to explain to you and the Wernicke's region. So we're going to open up this screen really big and reposition it. Hold on. You're not going to see my face, which I know is a disappointment. But what you are going to see are the videos and the pictures that I'm trying to show you. All right, now, thank goodness for AI, right? AI is really good at helping make Google more powerful. And here comes the train early in the morning. It's so much fun living by the train tracks. Okay, first we're going to talk about the Broca's area. Now you see where the Broca's area is. It is on the frontal lobe. It's right above the templar lobe. Okay, this is the templar lobe. People think the templar lobe is just your temples. Actually, the Broca's area is closer to what you would describe as being your temple than the templar lobe. This is the templar lobe right here, and it actually goes from front to back, right? It goes all the way over your ear, across your ear, whatever. But that's not the area that we're training. We're training the Broca's area. So let's see what AI, Google AI, has to say about the Broca's area. Broca's area is a region in the left frontal lobe of the brain that plays a crucial role in language production and comprehension. Location and anatomy. Broca's area is located in the inferior frontal gyrus, specifically in Brodmann areas 44, pars opicularis, and 45, pars triangularis. It is situated in the dominant hemisphere for language, which is typically the left hemisphere in right-handed individuals. Broca's area is essential for speech production. It coordinates the movements of the tongue, lips, and jaw necessary for producing speech. Language comprehension. It helps process and interpret the grammatical structure of sentences. Articulation. It controls the sequence of muscle contractions required to produce speech sounds. Organizing through thoughts into language. It assists in formulating thoughts and translating them into coherent language. Damage and disorders. Damage to Broca's area can result in a condition known as Broca's aphasia. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe, what's the guy? The actor. It'll come to me. The guy used to make the Lethal Weapon movies around Christmas time. Anyway, maybe I have a little aphasia because I can't remember his name. Whatever. I wish him the best. I understand that he has been suffering. He retired from acting because he has been suffering from aphasia. Damage to Broca's area can result in a condition known as Broca's aphasia. Individuals with Broca's aphasia may experience difficulty producing speech, often with labored and grammatically incorrect sentences. Understanding spoken and written language, but problems expressing themselves verbally. Difficulty finding the right words or using incorrect words. Conclusion. Broca's area is a vital part of the brain that plays a significant role in language production and comprehension. Its function is essential for communicating effectively and expressing thoughts clearly. Further research is going on to better understand its complex interactions with other brain regions. All right. And its involvement in higher level language processing. This is the Broca's area. Let's see, maybe I can get a close up. There we go. This right here is the Broca's area, right? Anterior speech. So basically, it's upside your head, on the side of your head, and on the side of the frontal lobe. You could put it that way, right on the side of the frontal lobe. That's a layman's explanation for the Broca's area. Okay, so while we're speaking, I'm actually prepping myself so that you're not watching me put the paste on my head and everything. But I'm prepping myself to be connected right where the Broca's region is. Okay? We're going to train Broca's to Wernicke's. Okay? All right. Now, right here, posterior speech area is called Wernicke's area, right? Some people say Wernicke because they pronounce W as a V, but it's Wernicke's area, right? Wernicke's area is also associated with speech. The Wernicke's area is a region of the brain located in the posterior portion of the left temporal lobe. Okay? The posterior of the left temporal lobe. So that puts you at LTPJ. That is left temporal parietal junction, LTPJ. Now remember yesterday I spoke about the RTPJ, the right temporal parietal junction. RTPJ is, some believe, associated with following the rules, right? Following the rules and compassion. So maybe they are somewhere on the scale or on the spectrum, on the scale from each other, or maybe they're the opposite of each other. I'm not sure. But let's go over to Wernicke's area, or the Wernicke's area. Wernicke's area is a region of the brain located in the posterior portion of the left temporal lobe. It plays a crucial role in language comprehension and processing. Functions: language comprehension. Wernicke's area receives auditory signals from the ear and interprets them as meaningful language. Now, you know the temporal lobe, which is where the Wernicke's area is right above the ear. And we train the temporal lobe, especially in cases of PTSD, because sometimes people have PTSD as a response to loud shock, loud situations. This happens often in military troops that come back from combat zones, because a lot of the trauma that they experience is related to sounds, explosions, gunfire, people screaming in pain or whatever, sirens. There are a lot of things that sounds can trigger if you had negative experiences attached to sound. So when a person goes through a high stress situation or an extended period in a state of hypervigilance, they tend to have dysregulation in the temporal lobe, okay, because a lot of the trauma that they experience was sound related, right? Boom! Explosions and whatnot. So the Wernicke's area is an area that we train that can become dysregulated. I mean, a lot of people, even if you don't go to war, even if you're not a combat veteran, a lot of people, suffer abuse, physical abuse or emotional abuse as a child, and that often is attached to yelling and screaming and being yelled at or whatever, being verbally abused, or sometimes children grow up in homes with inconsiderate parents that like to blast loud music while the child is a baby, and you'll notice that has a negative effect on what kind of a person, on the child's personality development. Okay, it's very, very inconsiderate to expose children to those unrelenting loud noises like that, even if you enjoy it, or even if you feel a cultural attachment to it. But let's get back to the Wernicke's area. Wernicke's area is a region of the brain, like I said, located in the posterior portion of the left temporal lobe. It plays a crucial role in language comprehension and processing. Functions: language comprehension. Wernicke's area receives auditory signals from the ear and interprets them as meaningful language. It helps us understand spoken words, sentences, and written text. Phonological processing. It processes the sounds of language, identifying and organizing them into meaningful units. I'm sorry, I'm listening to my cat scratch this box. Hey, stop it. Wernicke's area receives auditory signals from the ear and interprets them as meaningful language. It helps us understand spoken words and sentences and written text. Phonological processing. It processes the sounds of language, identifying and organizing them into meaningful units called phonemes. Word retrieval. Wernicke's area helps us access and retrieve words from our vocabulary to express ourselves. Damage to Wernicke's area. Damage to Wernicke's area can result in a condition known as Wernicke's aphasia. Individuals with Wernicke's aphasia may have difficulty understanding spoken and written language, producing fluent but meaningless speech, using correct grammar and syntax, repeating words or phrases, like Dr. Umar Johnson. Repeating words or phrases, like Dr. Umar Johnson. Repeating words or phrases, like Dr. Umar Johnson. Anyway, location. Wernicke's area is typically located in the posterior portion of the left temporal lobe, near the junction with the parietal lobe. It's the LTPJ, the left temporal parietal junction. However, its exact location may vary slightly between individuals. Yes, everybody's head is just a little different and just a little unique, right? Shout out to my daughter, Katie, who has one of the biggest heads known to man. Anyway, I digress. The importance. Wernicke's area is essential for language comprehension and plays a vital role in our ability to communicate effectively. Understanding the function and location of this brain region is crucial for diagnosing and treating language disorders. So, like I said, when I started doing neurofeedback therapy to recover my son, I changed my career to help my son. And, hope he appreciates it, but you never know. And we started off with basic neurofeedback that I've gone through, infralow, alpha, theta. It wasn't until we got to the advanced, there we go, let's check these leads. It wasn't until we got to the advanced Synchrony neurofeedback that I was ready to train the broca's area. So I want you to watch this video. I know you'd rather look at my face, but I want you to watch this video. And, fair use, fair use.
My name is Bridget. I have a master's degree in nursing education. I'm also a family nurse practitioner. And this is my fur baby, Bella. Bella, say hi. In today's video, I will be going over the difference between Broca's aphasia and Wernicke's aphasia, also sometimes pronounced as Wernicke's aphasia. But before we get started, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you turn on that notification bell. So we're going to start with Wernicke's aphasia or Wernicke's aphasia. Well, Wernicke's aphasia is named after a German neurologist named Karl Wernicke, because he is the one that made this association that people that had a stroke or trauma in this specific region, that they were demonstrating these characteristics. You can characterize your speech as word salad. It's just a bunch of words thrown together that don't really make sense. Another word for it would be gibberish. It sounds like gibberish. So in Wernicke's aphasia, they can speak completely normal. They have no trouble speaking. And for that reason, they are fluent speakers still. And that's why it's also called fluent aphasia or receptive aphasia. Now, receptive, think of the word receive. The problem with Wernicke's aphasia is that they can't receive messages. If you tell them, go ahead and raise your arm, they won't follow that command. They won't raise their arm for you to take their blood pressure. They have trouble understanding. Reading and writing is often severely impaired. What works well for them is pictures, though. They can still recognize pictures. They do have preserved intellectual and cognitive function, so they can still think when it's not in regards to language or speech. So for example, maybe dancing, maybe they were a dancer, they can still dance, or they can still build something with their hand. People with Wernicke's aphasia, it can sound like they're saying a sentence to you. They have the right timing, the words, sometimes grammatically correct sentences, but it really doesn't mean anything together. It's just a bunch of words strung together. A lot of the damage that happens in Wernicke's is in the posterior temporal area of the brain. The area is known as Wernicke's area, and hence why it's called Wernicke's aphasia. Now, I'm going to give you a simple way to remember Wernicke's versus Broca's. Stay till the end for the simple way to know how to say Broca's. With Wernicke's aphasia, just think that someone is talking to you, perhaps in a different language, and you don't understand. So in German, the W is pronounced as a V. So you can imagine it one of two ways. Either you're in Germany, you're talking to someone trying to say something in German, and they're like, "What are you saying?" Like they don't understand you. So with Wernicke's or Wernicke's aphasia, you don't know what they're saying. Other people wouldn't know what you're saying. So it's, "What are you saying?" And then I'll give you another one for Broca's, or you can just say, "What are you saying?" So in Wernicke's, again, to consolidate it, to break it down into the easiest, simplest terms, they're super fluent, they're talking, they're fine. You just do not understand what they're saying. So it's like, I might as well be speaking in Spanish, you know, I might as well be like, "Hola, ¿cómo está? ¿Todo bien?" Blah, 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 right? And you're just like, "What? Like, I don't understand what you're saying." Keep in mind, though, that in Wernicke's, they are speaking in English. A lot of times they will engage what's called in neologisms, which is making up new words. They don't realize they're doing it at all. So a sentence might say like, "Blue fuzzy bunny rabbit." Let's move on to Broca's aphasia. With Broca's, people have trouble speaking, but their comprehension is intact. So in their brain, everything is still intact. So this is why this is called non-fluent or expressive aphasia. If I can't get it out, it's expressive. I can't express myself, right? Whereas the other Wernicke's is receptive. I can't understand. What are you saying, right? Picking the right words is often a laborious process. Some people have more difficulty in using verbs than nouns. A person with Broca's aphasia may understand speech fairly well, especially when used simple sentences. They may be able to read but have limited ability in writing. Broca's aphasia is named after a French scientist, Paul Broca, and he was the first one that noticed these deficits when there was localized brain damage to the area. The way that Broca's aphasia may look is someone asked me a question, for example, there was a teenager that had a stroke, and they were asking her questions like, "How old are you?" And she was like, "I can't," like she couldn't think of how old, she couldn't express how old she was, so she would have to write it down. You can just see how hard they're trying to express themselves. In Broca's aphasia, the best way I can describe it is, you know that feeling when you have a word on the tip of your tongue, but you just can't think of it or get it out? That's kind of what Broca's aphasia appears to look like. So in their brain, again, they have the ability to comprehend, but I'm going to pretend like I have Broca's aphasia. So the first question would be, "What's your name?" And then it would be difficult. It would take me time, and I would say something along the lines of, my name is," and then what you'll notice is that they get frustrated. It's like, you do not see this frustration with Wernicke's aphasia. Because again, in Broca, in Wernicke's, they don't even realize that their speech is nonsensical, so they don't get frustrated. But in Broca's, they visibly get frustrated, because imagine wanting to say something, but your brain is not, your mouth is not listening to your brain. It's not doing what your thoughts are telling it to do. It's very frustrating. So you have to be patient with these individuals. Eventually I may get it out. I may say like, Bridget, you know, and again, me not having Broca's aphasia, this is a feeble attempt to kind of help and illustrate what it would appear to look like. But there's plenty of YouTube videos on Wernicke's and Broca's that you can also check out from people that have actually suffered trauma or a stroke. And then, as promised, the easiest way to remember Broca's aphasia is, I think, B for but, right? Let's hang with me, right? So I know what I want to say, but I can't get it out. I know what I want to say, but I can't get it out. So B for Broca's. What are you saying for Wernicke's or Wernicke's? What are you saying? I don't understand you. That is when you're trying to communicate to somebody, or they're communicating to you and you have no idea what they're saying. I see in patients, because my background was in mental health before becoming a nurse practitioner, I've seen a lot of the word salad. And in schizophrenia, they haven't suffered a stroke, they haven't had specific trauma to the area. However, because there are changes in the brain in schizophrenia, I do see that sometimes where it will mimic Wernicke's aphasia. They will have neologisms, they will make up words, they will be speaking gibberish, just you can't understand what they're saying, or they do have the loose associations, flight of ideas. Salad yesterday, French fries park, right? And they're trying to tell me that yesterday they went to the park. So that would be something of what it would sound like. If you stuck till the end, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit the like button, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you turn on that notification bell. Until next time.
Yes, I do recommend that you subscribe to her channel, because she's very good. Now, we're going to check this video out, and then I'm going to get to the session.
You're probably familiar with that stressful feeling when a word is on the tip of your tongue and you just can't seem to remember it. It can range from a simple stutter to a complete inability to convert your thought into a meaningful word or sentence. Unfortunately, certain brain injuries and diseases can make us feel this way most of the time. These disorders related to the damage in speech comprehension and production are universally called aphasias. In order to avoid an aphasic experience on your anatomy exam, today's tutorial is going to help you learn about the basic structures of the central nervous system that are in charge of understanding and delivering speech. In the second half of this video, we're going to talk about aphasia and its types, causes, clinical presentation, and treatment. So let's get down to business. First, we're going to take a look at the brain areas that are collectively known as Broca's area, which is named after the French physician Paul Broca. Broca's area consists of Brodmann areas 44 and 45. This area is found in the frontal lobe of the dominant cerebral hemisphere and is involved in speech production, language comprehension, and speech-related gestures. Next, we have Brodmann area 22, which is also known as the secondary auditory cortex. In the dominant hemisphere, this contains Wernicke's area, which is named after the German physician Karl Wernicke, and is involved in language comprehension. Now that we're familiar with the key brain areas, let's get clinical. As we previously mentioned, our focus today will be on aphasia, which is when a person has difficulty with their language or speech. Aphasia is usually caused by a stroke or brain injury, and therefore usually has a sudden onset. We're going to talk about two types of aphasia today: Broca's aphasia and Wernicke's aphasia. Broca's aphasia is also known as expressive aphasia, and as the name suggests, individuals with this condition struggle with expressing themselves. It is caused by damage to Broca's area, which is made up of Brodmann areas 44 and 45. People with Broca's aphasia know what they want to say, but they struggle to find the words, which can result in slow and halting speech. However, their language comprehension is relatively preserved. Whereas Wernicke's aphasia, also known as receptive aphasia, involves difficulty understanding language. It is caused by damage to Wernicke's area, which is found in Brodmann Area 22. These individuals can speak easily, but the words they use don't always make sense. They may also add non-existent words to their sentences and become confused when others don't understand them. Speech and language therapy is the main mode of treatment for people with aphasia. This aims to restore some of the individual's ability to communicate, as well as providing alternative methods of communication if required. For example, patients may find that they can communicate by singing instead of talking, as it uses a different area of our brain. That brings us to the end of this tutorial. But don't let your learning stop there. Visit kenhub.com, where you can read interesting articles, test your knowledge with challenging quizzes, explore our atlas with beautiful anatomical images, or watch more video tutorials like this one. Yeah.
Perfect. Yes, I also suggest you join KenHub. That's a very good channel. Okay, subscribe. Now I want to show you this one video. It's very short because it's coming from the perspective, I believe, of a person who's actually suffered.
Hi, it's Diana Zuparo and my stroke story. Have aphasia and talking with me, best thing ever. In class, don't call on me in class. And the reason is have aphasia and don't call on me in class. Yeah. 2 strokes, fibers everywhere. Not about knock down, getting back up what matters.
Bless you. Bless you. Yes. So, yeah, I really do appreciate her strength and her courage in getting up and representing herself like that. So now you understand. And while the videos were playing, I managed to put the probes on. I put them on my Broca's areas, on my Broca's area on the left, and the Wernicke's area right here, right? But since I'm doing Synchrony neurofeedback and I'm synchronizing the hemispheres of my brain, I also put the probes on the corresponding sides on the right hemisphere of my brain. And as you can see, we've got our neuro amp. I'm going to do a conductivity check, see? All right, all of the connections are in the green. And I'm going to begin my session. Well, hopefully, I don't know, because Signet is very resource intensive. And let's hope after I cranked it up yesterday that we can get her going today. Now, as you see, this is yesterday's session, all right? And now we're going to begin today's session. There we go. She fired up. All right. So let's get our feedback. All right. Now I'm going to turn the light off. I know you want to look at my beautiful face, but I'm going to turn the light off because I enjoy doing neurofeedback in the dark, as do all of my clients. And you guys are going to watch the sunrise with me. I'm training for speech fluency. I'm training the Broca's area, and the Wernicke's area, and the corresponding areas on the right hemisphere of my brain. Thank you for watching. This is Biomed RX TV, Devin Lockett, and the Peak Performance Protocol. Remember, every time you hear the gong, that is the reward signal. That means that both hemispheres of my brain are functioning in sync with each other, synchronized oscillation with each other at the target frequency, which, as you can see, is 50 hertz, which is well into the gamma zone. To break up the monotony, I'm going to be playing commercials from our sponsors so that you're not totally bored just watching me sit here and train. Okay? So don't feel bad.
Food trucks bring life to city streets and satisfy cravings wherever they go. But managing a food truck's route, staying connected with customers, and securing consistent parking can be a challenge. That's where JobSite Route comes in, the ultimate solution for food truck management. At JobSite Route, we've developed cutting-edge web and mobile apps that work together to optimize your food truck's journey. With the Food Truckers app, you get a GPS-enabled tool that maps out logical, efficient routes to construction job sites and recalculates as new locations are added or removed. But that's not all. The app empowers food trucks to receive pre-orders from both construction site patrons and regular street diners, process payments seamlessly, schedule estimated arrival times, and communicate directly with contractors, diners, and even other food trucks. For contractors, the JobSite Route app is a game changer. They can view the live GPS locations and route schedules of all food trucks, pre-order meals for their team, request specific arrival times to keep their crew well-fed and productive. With the web interface, contractors can easily manage their profiles, update payment information, and even organize catering events with food trucks. And for regular street diners, our civilian user platforms, StreetGrubber.com and CurbDiner.com, make food truck dining more convenient than ever. Users can discover food trucks on their route, pre-order meals for quick pickup, rate and review their favorite trucks, and connect with other foodies. The Food Truckers web interface makes business management simple. Update your profile, menu items, prices, and pictures, all in one place. We keep it affordable and transparent. Contractors, $100 per job site per month. Food trucks, $100 per month plus 10% of pre-order sales. Civilians, $100 per month for adding custom addresses to the route. With JobSite Route, everyone wins. Food trucks have continuous parking and steady sales. Contractors keep their teams fueled, and diners enjoy the best meals wherever they are. Join the revolution today. Visit us online and download the app to get started.
In the dynamic world of construction, where timelines are tight and projects demand agility, having reliable and efficient labor at your disposal is critical. Enter LaborDia, the ultimate app for streamlining your workforce needs. This innovative platform revolutionizes the way contractors connect with skilled day laborers, saving time, reducing hassle, and enhancing productivity on your construction sites. LaborDia empowers contractors by putting the control in their hands. With just a few taps, you can post the location of your construction site along with the rate you're offering for day labor. Laborers in your area will immediately see your job posting, complete with GPS indicators for easy navigation. This means no more waiting for days to find reliable workers. LaborDia ensures you're matched with laborers who are ready and eager to work, whether that's right now or at the crack of dawn tomorrow. What sets LaborDia apart is its seamless integration of technology to simplify your operations. The app's payment system, featuring PayPal and Zelle, eliminates the need for cumbersome cash transactions. Pay your workers directly and securely through the app, saving time and ensuring transparency. Plus, with LaborDia's mutual rating system, you can build a network of trusted laborers. Rate workers based on their punctuality, skills, and professionalism, and gain valuable insights from laborers who rate your job postings and site conditions. This feedback loop fosters accountability and trust on both sides, creating a stronger and more reliable workforce ecosystem. Safety and compliance are at the forefront of LaborDia's design. By offering tools for verifying worker profiles and guidance on labor laws, the app helps you maintain legal and ethical standards on every project. Additionally, features like geofencing ensure precise location tracking, so you know your team is where they need to be, when they need to be there. LaborDia doesn't just make your job easier, it helps you run your business smarter. Use the app to track payment history, analyze labor costs, and optimize your hiring strategy based on real-time demand insights. Whether you're managing a small renovation or overseeing a large-scale development, LaborDia provides the flexibility to scale your workforce up or down with ease. In today's competitive construction industry, staying ahead means embracing tools that simplify and enhance your operations. LaborDia is not just an app. It's a strategic partner that empowers you to focus on what you do best: building. Don't let labor shortages or inefficiencies slow you down. Join Labor Dia today and experience a smarter, faster, and more reliable way to manage your workforce. With Labor Dia, the future of construction staffing is in your hands.
Imagina un mundo donde encontrar tu próximo trabajo sea tan fácil como abrir una aplicación en tu teléfono. Labor Día está aquí para hacer esa visión una realidad, conectando a trabajadores jornaleros como tú con contratistas de construcción que necesitan empleados confiables. Ya sea que estés buscando trabajo hoy o planeando para mañana, Labor Día te da las herramientas para tomar el control de tu horario y asegurar oportunidades constantes. Con Labor Día, no tienes que esperar más en esquinas o depender de recomendaciones de boca en boca. En su lugar, tendrás acceso instantáneo a oportunidades de trabajo en tu área. Los contratistas publican la ubicación de sus sitios de trabajo junto con la tarifa que ofrecen, y puedes confirmar tu asistencia a los trabajos que se ajusten a tus habilidades y horario. La integración GPS de la aplicación asegura que puedas encontrar el lugar de trabajo fácilmente, para que siempre sepas exactamente dónde ir. Una de las mejores cosas de Labor Día es su compromiso con la equidad y la transparencia. Todas las ofertas de trabajo muestran claramente la tarifa de pago, para que sepas desde el principio cuánto ganarás. El sistema de pago integrado en la aplicación, compatible con PayPal y Zelle, hace que recibir tu dinero sea simple y seguro. Olvídate de esperar cheques o de lidiar con efectivo. Tu dinero va directamente a tu cuenta. Labor Día también te da la oportunidad de construir tu reputación como un trabajador hábil y confiable. Los contratistas pueden calificar tu desempeño, ayudándote a destacar y a ser seleccionado para más trabajos. Pero no solo eso. Tú también puedes calificar a los contratistas, asegurándote de que proporcionen un entorno de trabajo seguro y justo. Este sistema de calificaciones mutuas ayuda a crear confianza y responsabilidad en ambos lados, haciendo de Labor Día una comunidad donde se recompensa el trabajo de calidad. Más allá de conectarte con trabajos, Labor Día está diseñado para apoyarte en tu carrera. Usa la aplicación para llevar un registro de tu historial laboral y tus pagos, lo que facilita manejar tus finanzas y planificar tu futuro. Y porque Labor Día está disponible en tu teléfono inteligente, puedes encontrar y asegurar trabajos en cualquier momento y en cualquier lugar, directamente desde la palma de tu mano. Labor Día es más que una aplicación, es tu aliado para el éxito. Entendemos los desafíos que enfrentan los jornaleros y estamos aquí para hacer que tu vida laboral sea más fácil, predecible y gratificante. Únete a Labor Día hoy y da el primer paso hacia un futuro más brillante y seguro. Las oportunidades están allí afuera y con Labor Día están al alcance de tu mano.
What a delta spike. On the graphs here, you can see the top graph, all of the different brainwave lines, right? And on the bottom graph, the black and white graph, or the black and gray graph, every spike you see corresponds with a trigger, with a reward gong. Another word from our sponsor.
Imagine a world where finding your next job is as easy as opening an app on your phone. Labour is here to make that vision a reality, connecting hard-working day labourers like you with construction contractors who need reliable workers. Whether you're looking for work today or planning ahead for tomorrow, Labour gives you the tools to take control of your schedule and secure steady opportunities. With Labour there's no more waiting at street corners or relying on word of mouth. Instead, you'll have instant access to job opportunities right in your area. Contractors post the location of their job sites along with the rate they're offering, and you can RSVP to the jobs that fit your skills and schedule. The app's GPS integration ensures you can easily find the job site, so you'll always know exactly where to go. One of the best parts of Labour is its commitment to fairness and transparency. All job postings clearly display the pay rate, so you know upfront what you're earning. The app's built-in payment system, integrated with PayPal and Zelle, makes getting paid simple and secure. No more waiting for checks or dealing with cash. Your money goes directly into your account. Labour also empowers you to build your reputation as a skilled and dependable worker. Contractors can rate your performance, helping you stand out and get chosen for more jobs. But it doesn't stop there. You can also rate contractors, ensuring they provide a safe and fair working environment. This mutual rating system helps create trust and accountability on both sides, making Labour a community where quality work is rewarded. Beyond connecting you with jobs, Labour is designed to support you in your career. Use the app to keep track of your work history and payments, making it easier to manage your finances and plan your future. And because Labour is accessible on your smartphone, you can find and secure jobs anytime, anywhere, right from the palm of your hand. Labour is more than just an app. It's your partner in success. We understand the challenges day labourers face, and we're here to make your work life easier, more predictable, and more rewarding. Join Labour today and take the first step toward a brighter, more secure future. The opportunities are out there, and with Labour they're right at your fingertips.
All right. Now, that was an excellent session. I didn't set the timer, so I had to manually stop it at 1 hour and 47 seconds. And man, it feels good. There's nothing better, no better feeling than training in the morning, whether that's physical training at the gym or running or swimming or doing yoga. And in this case, brain training. Yeah. There's nothing like it. I will have another location. I am presently shopping and comparing spots for the next Biomed RX Health Center. I may call it the Biomedrics Med Spa. I'm not sure. Or Wellness Center. I don't know. I'll come up with the name. But we are going to be reopening, probably in Los Angeles proper. I am in the Inland Empire. I've been in the Inland Empire for 10 years. Used to be at the corner of Mountain and Foothill, Mountain Avenue and Foothill Boulevard here in Upland. Then I was next door to the 24-Hour Fitness, which is also on Route 66, but it was at San Antonio in Upland. San Antonio and Foothill. I was at Mountain and Foothill, and then I went down the block, a couple of blocks to San Antonio and Foothill, and then shut down. I'm getting into hyperbaric oxygen therapy, and I'm going to be purchasing some hyperbaric oxygen chambers. So, like I said, these things weigh a ton. I would be much more comfortable owning my location than renting once I'm committed, because this is a pretty big commitment, right? Have a couple of 1-ton things in your office. So I would prefer to own the building. Therein lies the challenge. So I hope you guys enjoyed this session, because I certainly did. I really, really did. And I hope you enjoyed my commercials for the Labor Dia app and the Job Site Route app. Remember, take out your phone, especially if you are a contractor. We need a lot of contractors, or a day laborer. Pick up your phone and look for this, the Labor Dia. Look for this icon, and then download and install the Labor Dia app. Okay, we are tweaking it. We're presently going through, the early developmental stages, but the early production stages. We've already done development and testing and pre-release. Now we're in release, and like all apps, there's still a period of constant improvement while the app is in the field. So we are doing that. Shout out to Abu Bakar and the team in Pakistan. I really appreciate you guys. You're doing a wonderful job, doing a smash-up job programming the app. And shout out to you, Hadia, especially for the graphics work. I really appreciate it. And shout out to the Biomed RX team, Mika, Lindsay, and Nicole, and Rudy. What's happening? I really appreciate all of you. As a matter of fact, we're about to start the workday right now. So, as always, as I always say, and shout out to the Knights of Columbus, of which I am one. And Knights of Columbus are very special soldiers for Christ in the Catholic Church. And I'm very proud to be a 4th degree Knight of Columbus. Shout out to the Knights of Columbus all over the world. I really appreciate you, especially the Knights of Peter Claver in New Orleans, okay? Because I grew up with around the Knights of Peter Claver. So I really appreciate all of you guys. As always, stay kind. As a matter of fact, get you some kind patches because these really work. These dopamine patches really work, man. I mean, they're about this big. I'm wearing one right now on my back, and this is my first. This is my 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth, my 5th patch, and this is my 6th patch of my first pack of patches. You see, I did my Broca's training and my Vernica's training, and my speech is fluent and quick and sharp, and everything. Actually, I've induced shifts, pretty much all over my head, all over my brain. I've got thousands of hours of neurofeedback. I've been a neurofeedback clinician for 10 years, and it was very helpful. Neurofeedback has been very instrumental in helping me to recover my son, Kai, from the conditions, the symptoms known as autism. Speaking of my son, I want to give a shout out to my kids too. Yvonne, Katie, Kai, I love you guys. Hope you guys are having fun wherever you are and whatever you're doing. Anyway, I'm going to get started. I'm going to hydrate myself, take my vitamins, and probably head out and start running. So I want everyone to have a wonderful day. I'm going to go live later with another peak performance protocol video, or live, probably not another neurofeedback until tomorrow morning. But yeah, we're going to be running, we're going to be swimming, and maybe even lifting today. All right? So like I say, stay kind, because kind is the new sexy. Kind is the only sexy. Stay blessed and stay healthy. Have a wonderful day. Peace.